What is going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 77 of Littleroot Lessons. As always, I'm your host, Carter Noble, joined by our fantastic co-host, Carl Wilkin. What's up, dude?
Not a lot. We've upgraded we're in the process of upgrading. We're kind of changing overlays here, trying to figure stuff out, testing stuff, so you'll see a lot of changes on the video side anyway for the next couple of weeks, probably.
Yeah, audio side doesn't get all that.
Yeah, you don't get to enjoy all this fun stuff. But, it made sense to update the visual side because we had our Pokémon Presents this past Wednesday.
Yep.
We're going to take a look at that, have that on and whatnot, and we needed to make a little bit of a better overlay so we can actually show you guys this stuff and actually talk about it for the video. What else is going on?
We've just kind of, updated kind of everything slowly here lately anyway. It's just all...
Yeah, just kind of getting all the same thematic. We did the logo, and that's been slow to change over, trying to get that put in everywhere and make everything work for that. And then I've been updating Deep Dive slowly, trying to get the format I like for that, which that seems to be doing well now. Mm-hmm. People really... Ho-Oh didn't get very many views because it's Ho-Oh, and Series 10 isn't doing that well.
But it's also literally brand new, too.
Yeah.
I guess it came out technically yesterday, right?
Yeah, it came out yesterday, and it's at 20 views.
It's okay, because Weevile's coming out tomorrow for us, so by the time this goes up, it's going to be at 600 views. That's how this works, right?
I wish, man.
So that means by the time we go to look at it after this is aired, so that means everyone who's listening to this needs to go watch the Weevile deep dive.
Yeah. It's 9 minutes out of your life. It's not a big deal. We've got our showdown. We have the showdown already recorded for Sunday. Well, it came out yesterday. So
I legitimately forgot what we even played.
I played Groudon.
Oh yeah, and I played
Reshiram.
And I messed up because I brought Reshiram, and I probably didn't need to. Because it left me super weak to Groudon.
Well, that and you brought Arcanine, a Rillaboom, and a Metagross, and you're you just brought 4 Pokemon weak to Groudon. I'm just okay.
Yeah. Had I brought the Rotom, I think it would have been a little different, but whatever.
We had Rock Slide to just hit Rotom anyways. We get to set Sun, so Hydro Pump's not doing as much. We had Speed Control, a Stack Attack too, so you had to worry about that. Well,
not only you had Stack Attack, you also had Suicune. So
for a whole turn.
You literally set both forms of Speed Control in the same game.
Yeah, it was great. Definitely go check out the showdown. It was a blast. iCard up there somewhere in the corner.
Yeah, up on that
There
side.
You go.
Yeah, cool.
It'll be on my side, yeah.
So, I think that's basically everything I have for the intro.
I know we had another LRQ this past weekend where that was our 8th one. We have 4 left. Time is running out if you want in on this invitational that we're doing in November, which will be on whatever Series 11 is, because Series 10 is slated to end at the end of October.
We have literally no information about that, so we'll figure that out when it happens.
Exactly.
It's going to be GS Cup, clearly.
It's going to be so much fun because it's just going to be the Wild Wild West, 16 players trying to find the best thing.
It's going to be like the restricted format from Diamond and Pearl era, where you can have 4 restricteds, but you can only bring 2. Plus, they're re-adding Dynamax. They're also going to add in Megas and Z Crystals.
Jeez.
But it's okay, you can only have 2 restricteds, Carl.
You said 4.
Yeah, but you can only bring 2.
Oh.
It wouldn't be a mess, I promise.
It sounds like it's a mess already.
No. See, you can have either Groudon or Kyogre. You can't Mega both of them.
Yeah.
But you can Dynamax the other.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, goodness. That
is not a format I want any...
That just sounds like a nightmare and a half. I'm good. I'm good on all of that. Yeah, we had the LRQ this past Saturday. We don't know who won yet because it hasn't been played yet.
It's a Penguin. He already told me he's going to win it, so...
Well, at the current rate of signups, yeah, he's just going to win it by default. I think he's the only one that I know is playing on Saturday.
Did we do a giveaway?
I didn't announce it on Twitter. I was going to put it on the Discord tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah, we should probably get on that.
Yeah, that was going to be a Friday thing because the Twitter ones, I'm sick of the Twitter ones. People share the tweet, but then they end up not being able to play.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to start doing it on Twitter, on Discord. So
yeah, I'll probably figure something out and give away like 3 entries or something total.
Get some people in here.
We'll do something.
Which we were going to talk about teams from those past LRQs and Rumbles, but the Pokemon Present kind of takes precedent here, just because there's so much information here about the next future of Pokemon, and there's a big point I want to talk about at the end of all of this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I get to gloat for a little bit. And
we get to do the clickbait thing. And...
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you ready to just get into this presents?
Yeah, dude. Let's fire it up.
Let's get transitioned over here so we can show off all this fancy stuff I have set up.
All right. So you have.
So we have everything.
Do we have audio? Can we get audio?
No, we can't get audio.
Okay.
It'll be fine.
Sure. Whatever.
So.
Typical intro, whatever. Sure.
Yeah.
This is not the part I care about so far.
When we got started, I remember getting up early and watching this. This was a hoot to watch. I was talking with the Discord and all that in a thread, and we were talking about all the new stuff. I was just being a troll.
I went to bed fairly early because Tuesday I was super long at work, and you want to pause it there. And I got home and I just crashed. It's like I am done for the day. I'm going to bed. And I woke up to a message from my buddy at 7:30. He's like, "Hey, if you're interested, we're gonna be on Discord if you want to join voice chat and talk through this." I'm like, "Oh yeah, hey, that starts in
30 minutes
now." So conveniently got up and we talked through it and everything, and just yeah. We'll get to final impressions and all that when we get there. But starting out with some more Unite stuff. This came out Wednesday, which also was
the same day that Blissey came out, and the patch notes for all that stuff. But we have a mobile release date now.
Yeah, I actually really like this mobile UI as well. I think it actually looks fairly clean for what you can expect from a mobile game. So
yep. If it's anything like some of the MOBAs I've seen, like Wild Rift, and there's another 3v3 mobile MOBA before Wild Rift was even a thing for. And it was pretty really cool. The UI was
what is this?
So at if we get to 2.5 million pre-registrations, everyone that's playing the game gets Pikachu.
Do I get reimbursed for it since I already bought Pikachu?
No.
I'm not pre-registering. If I don't get it, then no one gets it.
Well, you want to pre-register because at 5 million we get the Pikachu Festival. Hollowware.
Yeah, but I already have my jumpsuit for Pikachu, so we're fine.
You want the Holloware. It's adorable.
It is. I fully agree. This is absolutely adorable.
It's I guess pre-registration is anywhere till
between now and the day it comes out.
I guess, yeah. I'm probably not going to pre-register because I don't plan on playing this. If I have this game on my phone, I'm never going to get anything done. I already have a problem playing this game at home while I'm supposed to be working and doing stuff. If it's on my phone, I'll be playing it at work, and that'll be bad.
So, can Zeraora just not be obtained by, mobile-only players?
So, Zeraora is you get to link your accounts. So you link your Nintendo... This is where your Nintendo account and your Pokemon Trainer Club account come in. You get to link it to the mobile, and then all your Pokemon you get to link accounts, so everything you have on mobile will be accessible on your Switch, and vice versa.
Yeah, but, mobile-only players.
They will get it.
If you back that back up, it said you log in to the Switch version. So if people don't have access to the Switch version, they can't get Zeraora? Is that how you're reading this, or is that just...
Well, they've already said that there is a plan for Unite Mobile to have access to Zeraora later on. This is just the current Nintendo Switch promotion they're doing till the August 31st. This is just explaining how to claim it and when the
I'm trying to read
ends.
that fine text. In order to receive the Unite license for Zeraora, after the campaign ends, the players must complete special missions
implemented.
Okay, cool. So they're going to be able to...
They had said this early on when they released Unite, that there would be a way for you to get it for mobile. You just have to do quests.
I assumed so, but it's unfortunate that they don't get it immediately, because Zeraora's really sick. I'm a big fan of Zeraora.
Yeah, Zeraora, it's just it's their pre-order bonus for the Switch, and it's how they get people to come play the game. We also got if I remember correctly, we were shown 2 new playable mons coming in the future.
Which, yeah, I mean, we see Mamoswine on the screen now, which, honestly, I'm pretty excited for. They show him in the jungle. I don't think he's gonna belong in the jungle.
He feels like he'd be an all-rounder champion to me, which a lot of the all-rounders tend to do okay in the jungle.
Yeah.
Speedsters always seem to do the best because they're able to move around very quickly.
Their mobility is so high that they can get from point A to point B fairly efficiently. So,
as someone who plays like the slower jungles, the utility jungles,
the Snorlaxes,
Machamps, Lucarios, all that kind of stuff, Mamoswine will probably be in my wheelhouse for jungle at some point.
And then the other one that's like pretty exciting.
We got the announcement
for Sylveon as well.
Yeah, which we kind of knew Sylveon was hinted at before, thanks to the data mine.
Yeah. Interestingly, though, these 2 new characters that are announced, still no information on Blastoise.
Yeah, I'm kind of upset about that. I want Blastoise.
When they said that they were going to release new characters, that was literally my first thought is, alright, cool, we're going to actually get to see Blastoise in-game now.
Yeah.
Nope, instead, here's Mamoswine.
Yeah, here's one you didn't expect. Cafe Mix remix thing. My wife loves this game.
I would have really liked this game if I could have played it docked.
On the TV?
If I could have streamed this game, I would have liked it. I tried to when it first came out, and then I'm like, oh, this doesn't work like I want it to.
Yeah, Kayla loves
Guess I'm not playing this game.
She plays it a little bit, but hasn't really touched it too much, because they kind of just left it in the dust, honestly.
I can see that.
And now they're giving it like a revamp, and you get new Pokemon, and new like items and decorations and whatnot like that.
Alright, first off, that Beware was adorable.
Yeah. You get to make all the cool like menu items and come up with that stuff.
The Pikachu looks creepy. I'm not gonna lie. The Pikachu looks so creepy. Not a game for me. It's whatever. People will enjoy it.
Yeah. Pokemon Master stuff. This has been like the big Pokemon mobile game besides Pokemon Go.
I literally did not know this thing existed until like I think it was Joe from Cerebi posted about it on Twitter. He posted a while about it. I'm just like, I have no idea what this game is.
It's literally kind of like Raid Shadow Legends,
but for Pokemon.
But for Pokemon.
Cool. Yeah, not for me.
It's a gacha game. It's a money dumper. You got to put money into it to actually do things well. You buy sync pairs and whatnot. And they're giving you a bunch of free stuff because they're trying to get new players in the game right now. But all the legendary events are coming out again, which is cool. Then you get like 3,000 free gems if you sign up or something after the Pokémon Presents. So if you go and sign up now, you get a bunch of free currency.
I do like this costume that they have for N. Like, I guess it's a special edition, anniversary edition for N. It's cool. Not really anything for me, but again, whatever.
Rainbow Rocket!
It's like, we knew this was a thing.
It's
like we're getting all the big bosses, Carl.
It's like we already knew this is a thing because it's the story in Ultra Sun Ultra Moon. Rainbow Rocket.
Man, I'm so disappointed that they didn't, like, do more with that in that game.
Yeah.
It could have been so good. Instead, I feel like that game was kind of just a giant disappointment.
I could see that.
It might have been from the 30 hours of hand-holding it did at the beginning. But
right? Yeah, usually after presentation you get 3,000 gem present, whatever.
Sure, I don't have the game, so I don't know if that's a lot.
It's just to try and get you to play. So here's something I want to talk about because...
Yeah, this is super interesting.
So Pokemon Go is getting access to the Gen 8 Mons. I don't even think they have, like, Gen 7 in the game yet.
No, they don't have all of Kalos Mons yet.
They literally just skipped the rest of 6 and all of 7, and we're jumping right to 8. You get Wooloo, Phalanx, and then Squovet, I think, are the big 3 that are going to be found in the game.
Well, you also forgot Zacian and Zamazenta.
Well, those are raids.
Yeah, for sure.
Like those are the wild encounters only. Those are the only wild encounters. So
I'm curious if this is how we're going to get shiny Zacian and Zamazenta.
I don't think we're going to get shinies, but this is going to throw Pokemon home all over the place now because everyone's just going to have an influx of Zamazenta and Zacians to transfer in.
legitimately, I'm probably going to open up Home so I can do these, because I don't have a Zacian.
I
own Sword, so I don't have access to Zacian.
You mean Zamazenta?
No, I have Shield, my bad, yeah.
There we go.
Other way around. I'm like, no, I literally don't have this
Yeah,
thing.
we both have Shield. I have my wife's Zacian. She doesn't play the game much anymore. She's like, here, you can have it for competitive and whatnot. And it's like, okay.
Well, when, I bought the dual pack when it came out, and I gave Sword to my roommate at the time, and so
yeah,
I don't have it.
Yeah.
I think it's the only Mon from my living decks for Gen 8.
Jeez.
It's the only one I'm missing, just because I've literally never put effort into picking one up.
So what's cool about Zacian and Zamazenta coming to raids is Pokemon Go's level system doesn't work the same way as ours does, like in Pokemon.
Yeah, I transferred over an Umbreon the other day because it was shiny that I forgot I had from forever ago. It's level 2.
Yeah, Zacian, like, you're gonna have, like, level 20 Zacian and Zamazentas, probably, which is going to be weird.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
It's gonna throw all sorts of kinks into everyone's schemes and plotting for, like, Pokemon Home, like, showing off shinies that are unobtainable and whatnot. If they, like, once Pokemon Go gets caught up, it's never gonna be a thing anymore.
Nope.
Because you could always get a level 20 Cinderace now.
Yep.
You can get a level 15 Legendary. Just do the raid and hope it rolls low. Like, it's not going to be that hard.
Yep.
And that's just, like, a big thing in general. Like I see on Pokemon Home all the time. It's just, like, these obscure trades for weird Pokemon that you can't obtain naturally. Well, Pokemon Go just throws all that out the window, and it's going to make a whole sort of mess, I feel like, when it comes time for that. You're ready to get into meat and potatoes, though,
yeah,
because we're going to hop right into Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl here. This is something I'm excited for because I personally have never played Gen 4.
I was talking to you about it, I think this morning. I think when this comes out, in addition to, like, the laddering content and everything else we have going up, I think I'm gonna, like, try to nuzlocke this for YouTube and just, like, try to have extra content go up if we can.
Yeah. Turd Twig equal cat confirmed. Always
Basically.
lands on its feet.
To be fair, he's a turtle. He's gonna go. I don't know. I
don't know where you were going with that. So I know everyone was up in arms about the graphic style for this game and just like, oh, it's going backwards, chibi, blah 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 blah. This game is freaking gorgeous.
I absolutely love it. I think Rowan is the most adorable thing we've seen yet.
Kayla loves to see Cynthia, chibi Cynthia.
Mm-hmm.
Loves it. We watched the trailer together last night after we all got home and whatnot, and I'm super excited to play this. Having never played one before, it's going to be a new experience for me for sure. I
love the fact that you have Pokemon following you in this game too.
Yeah.
It is such a minor thing that they've just, every person has wanted since they did it in Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yeah. I know, like, when they added it to Eye of the Armor and Crown Tundra, it was a really big thing there for Sword and Shield, and everybody just loved it. I thought it was great because it's just like,
that was one of, if you remember, that was one of the big complaints that people had was Gen 8. They're like, oh my gosh, why can't they do this?
Joke's on you, they already did. They just didn't want to put it in the base game because it was harder to probably do. They wanted to get it out the door.
But Carl, they did it in Let's Go.
Let's Go was easier. There was less models to count.
But Carl, they already did it.
Well, technically, why isn't it in every game?
Because they don't want to. They don't want to please the fans, Carl.
Yeah, let's say they're not pleasing the fans by making a remake Gen 4.
But it's not the remake I wanted.
I'll get over it. Can't please everyone all the time.
I think this looks great. I know when it first came out, I was not a big fan of the chibi art style, but it has grown on me.
This game has a lot of Let's Go Pikachu Eevee vibes to it still.
I love this
with the art style. The ball thing? Yeah.
It's something they had, I think, only in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Mm-hmm. But I absolutely love it. I think it's great.
I like that we can just, like, there's pre-made costumes and you can just swap around them all you want.
Yep. Again, something new to Gen 4 is the customization of your character. That's not something that you were able to do previously.
I'm glad contests are back too. That was one of my favorite things in Gen 3 was just playing in contests and doing all that stuff.
Literally never did it.
Really?
Nope.
That's how you get melodic.
That's literally... I didn't know melodic existed forever, Carl, and let alone how to get it.
Oh my goodness. I grinded a Phoebus forever in the contests trying to get it to where it evolved into melodic. Took me...
Oh, see, you did it that way.
Forever.
I went berry hunting after I figured out how to do it.
Oh, you can do it that way too, but you still need to do some contests. The way it works out is you get points for the contest too. So if you don't get perfect blue Pokeblocks, you have to go and do contests.
Lame.
Yep.
I luckily can say I didn't have to do that.
Yeah. So this is the underground is the other cool thing about this.
Mm-hmm.
This was something that's unique to Gen 4 as well.
This, by itself, is amazing.
Yeah.
I love this. Because growing up, I had my DS and everything, but the way that the internet was set up for the DS, you had to do something to, like... It was really weird, and I couldn't connect my DS to my router. I remember fighting with it forever trying to make it work. So I never got to do the underground stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm honestly super excited to do all that. And then they add in these, terrariums.
They're like dens. They're like Pokemon dens.
But, you can find multiple different Pokemon in them. So, here we have Quagsire and Skorupi, both of which are in base games, so, nothing surprising there.
There was an Onix.
Yep, there's another Onix. There's a Munchlax and a Meditite. Again, nothing that hasn't been shown before. These are all in the base Pokédex, or at least Platinum.
Yeah. But yeah, having all this, having that be like a way to get unique Pokemon that may not have been naturally in Gen 4, or were in Platinum and not necessarily in Diamond and Pearl, I think Houndoom and Magby and some others like that. A lot of the fire types that were in Platinum weren't in Diamond and Pearl.
For some reason.
You could do Leaf Green and Fire Red transfers and whatnot and do all that stuff, but getting access to it's a little bit confusing because you had to have the original DS with the Game Boy Advance cart port on it, so you had to plug it into that, and you had to plug in the game and do all that stuff, because I had someone wanted to borrow my copy of Fire Red to do specifically that, because they had never played a Pokemon game before that.
Even then, there are certain encounters in the Great Marsh, which is Gen 4 Safari Zone, that you had to have a game in your GBA port, and it'll unlock certain encounters in it.
That's how you got Magby and all that stuff for the mountain, whatever area.
Because I remember, recently I was going through and I was playing Platinum for, the first time in years. And I'm like, cool, I'm going to get me... it was either, a Krogunk or...
I'm good.
It was either, a Krogunk or a Skorupi. I wanted one of them. I can't remember which. But you had to have, a copy of, Sapphire in your port to be able to get it. I'm like, one, I'm playing on 3DS. Two, I don't own Sapphire.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, well, I guess we're not doing this. So I just...
Never going to get that.
Yep. It's alright, cool, whatever. I didn't want to use this Mon anyway.
So yeah, it's cool seeing that the Underground has kind of been revamped and has a new kind of use in the game.
Because, even playing through, Gen 3... I never really did anything related to, the secret bases, so, that doesn't really mean anything to me, but, having access to be able to do, hunt Pokemon in the Underground is really, really interesting. I'm glad to see that that's a new addition that they're doing.
Yeah. Team Galactic stuff, not surprised here, Mount Coronet, all that kind of stuff.
I love the background there for, the Cyrus fight.
Yeah, that looked really cool. It looked like there was a lot of cool backgrounds for the Team Galactic fights in general.
Yeah, there's a lot of custom backgrounds here for fights, and it looks super great. It just phenomenal backgrounds.
Yep, and that was the majority of the trailer for Diamond and Pearl. They play it again here, which we'll probably just skip over that.
There's a little more new footage because
yeah, we can just skip to those though, because a lot of it is just them talking over it and doing all that stuff.
Yeah, because they show the dens and break it down a little more. And there's some new mons that you can see in the footage here.
Let's just jump to...
Yeah, that'll work. Just
one of
right
these.
there.
And we'll kind of just pause it on these guys. So, like, it looks like there was just, like, a statue effect. Maybe. I can get it to come back. So these statues apparently help influence Pokemon dens.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, there's, like, if you stack certain types of Pokemon statues together, it increases
like
odds.
Influences. So it's a lot like, based on that, it's a lot like Heart Gold Soul Silver's Safari Zone, which was a complete mess and disaster, and I still have no idea how it works.
Again,
So,
didn't play any of those. So.
Someone who is much smarter than me is going to figure out how to do this, and then I'll be able to have access to it.
Well, it looks like it's much easier than what it was, because it was just put 3 statues together that were all water types, and you get a boosted chance of water.
Sneasel.
There's Bronzor.
Okay.
Yeah, so like if you do 3 water statues, it increases the chance for water Pokemon, and so we see here there's Psyduck and Bidoof in this area.
There's a Pelipper up there. There
it
you
is.
go.
There's Pelipper, Babarrel.
There's a Roselia. Yeah, nothing that wasn't in the game.
Skorupi, Krogunk. So this is like a poison type one.
Here we go. Here's the one I really want to talk about. There's
Graveler.
Graveler. Okay.
Onyx.
There's Houndoom, which that does basically confirm that this is they're going to use Platinum decks because
Houndoom was in the Platinum decks, if I remember correctly.
Historically, the typings for the Diamond and Pearl Pokedex is really terrible.
It was very skewed.
There is a Fire type Elite Four member with 2 Fire types on his team because that's all that's available in the game.
Yep.
So in Platinum they updated the Pokedex. I know they added like the Magmar line. They added Houndoom because of course Cyrus has it there as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think they added Eevee so you have access to Eevee and like therefore the evolution
Flareon.
sooner. I believe. Again, it's been a while since I played through Platinum.
Well, I know Eevee was in the game somewhat because this is the generation that gave us Glaceon and Leafeon.
Post game.
Yeah.
Yep. A lot of the fire types that are native like to the game were all post game.
Of course they were.
Because like that's like how you got all the Gen 4 evolutions. You couldn't access any of them before you beat the game.
That is insane.
But in Platinum, luckily they fixed that, so you can have access to like Tangrowth and Licky and like technically you could get a Rhyperior that way because I think you could get like the trade items sooner too.
Protector, Electrovisor, Magmarizer.
I believe in Diamond and Pearl those are all locked in the Battle Resort, so you had to like grind for them. Whereas I think in Platinum they were just like there was one free one in the game that you could pick up. Again, it my knowledge could be completely wrong, but I believe that's correct.
This is more on the Pokeball decorating thing.
So initially, one thing that I do remember with this in Diamond and Pearl is I think you could add letters.
Oh, that's gonna be...
I'm really hoping they don't do that because I also think it like worked online play. So you like actually got your like specialized designs online and stuff, which if that's the case, is going to be super cool because then you can have added effects to your Pokeball effects as well. So like you get your shiny animation, your Pokeball animation, and like the Pokeball
just takes forever to get anything.
Yeah, it's
anywhere.
Gonna be great. The switching's gonna take 10 minutes.
This was the game with Chatot, right?
Yes, Chatot was banned.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that one. I remember hearing about that because Chatot was banned because you were just like yelling slurs at people.
Yes,
all the time. It was great.
Because for some reason they thought it was okay to use the microphone to use it. And I don't know what they expected,
just wanted to make
man.
use of the fancy microphone they put on the DS.
I don't know what they expected.
Exactly. Like, you're giving this game to a bunch of kids. Like, what did you expect to happen? I didn't play Gen 4 contests. Gen 3 contests were just a lot of just using moves at the right time and strategy. This looks to be a lot more like a quick time kind of thing.
Gen 4's is much more difficult. I remember, I think it was Papa C did a contest, like, how quickly can you get a max out the contest or something. He did some video like that. I think it was him. And he's like, I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm winning these.
Yeah, Gen 3 contests were super easy. It's like if you planned it out ahead of time, most of the time it was fairly simple to just manipulate and kind of just get everything to fall the way you wanted it to. But yeah, if there were like quick time events, I'd be down to play most of those. So
I believe so.
This is their GTS Union Room battle trade thing.
Yep.
Looks like there's like a local one, and then there's a global one, if I remember correctly.
Yep, which is very similar to how DPP worked back in the day. Again, I never got to do any of this because
couldn't connect to the internet. And then here's your Pokemon chasing after you again.
Yeah, Lucario's Naruto running. If you missed that,
just after you all the time.
Gonna get you.
I forgot Honchkrow was in the game.
Yep, Gen 4 Evolution.
There's
the Weasel, not the Otter.
Yes. The Weasel, the Sea Weasel.
The Sea Weasel, which is different than an otter.
Yep.
We saw Baniri there.
Let's see if we can get a pause here real fast.
See if there's anything else. Bronzor, Baniri.
Looks like it's just those. I think that was a Mr. Mime.
I did not see a Mr. Mime.
It was like very quick there. Yep. I might be able to stop it right on the spot because it was.
Yep. Okay.
Cool. That is Mr. Mime. Okay. Cool.
Nice,
I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
I did not catch that.
Lantern beat up a Gligar and some cool cutscenes and things like that.
Turtwig doing his best.
Yep.
As he does his best.
So I'm assuming you're picking Chimchar.
Oh yes.
So Kayla and I have already figured out who our starters are going to be. She was going to pick Piplup no matter what, just like penguins. She loves them.
Duh.
And then I was just
surprised.
I'm just going to pick Turtwig because I know Carter's going to pick Chimchar.
Yep.
And it just works out.
I need to ask Tiff if she actually wants a copy, and if so, then obviously there's one more underground room. I think. Is there? There should be because
I thought this was just the Palkia DS announcement.
I mean, you can show that real quick too. Fun fact: the Diamond and Pearl DS that first came out with the games was my little brother's first DS.
Oh, good.
And I think he still has it.
Well, there you go.
And dude, it looks. I was so jealous growing up. I'm just like, man, this thing's so cool. I wish I could have this. I like Pokemon more than you. I need this. You should let me have it. Mom was not for it.
Yeah, I bet. So this comes out the 5th of November.
Yep.
It's just literally just like any of the other fancy switches they've done in the past, where it's just like, here's this pretty thing on the back.
Only a light.
Yeah, it's only a light, which is kind of disappointing.
It's whatever.
I want the new. I really just want the new dock from the OLED one.
The OLED?
OLED, yeah, the fancy one that's coming out. I just want the dock from that, honestly.
I thought that was an image where they had Numel and Centret.
So that's on the website.
Is it on the website?
Yep,
okay.
I got that off the website.
Okay. Because those were the two Mons that I really wanted to bring up because they were not in the Platinum decks.
Yeah, they were still transfers in, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. So, seeing those makes me wonder what other Mons they've added in.
They didn't want to share all their secrets.
I mean, true.
I would honestly assume it's everything. They have the ability to put everything up from Gen 1 to Gen 4, probably.
I'm assuming. I'm wondering if they just take a look at the ROM Hacker's Guide and just slap every Pokemon in the game at some point.
It makes sense, right? Because if you want it to be a faithful remake of Gen 4...
You need to be able to have access to those Mons at some point.
Which,
even if they're locked behind...
The underground or post-game or something.
Yeah. I can only imagine how much the underground evolves after, you get the national decks.
Well, you'd be probably insane, right?
I want overworld shinies. That's literally all I want from this game at this point.
That'd be cool for just in the underground, just do overworld shinies, just like they would do in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Yep.
Be something simple that they could just implement.
Because and even when they're following you around, I want my Rayquaza to be black when it's chasing me. I don't want a green Rayquaza. I spent hours soft resetting for this thing.
Oh, okay.
Is that really too much to ask for, Carl?
Sometimes it is, I guess.
Probably.
So I know for Sword and Shield that you get your shinies that way. You can show them off that way. So I'm assuming it probably transfers over to this.
I'm assuming so.
So the next thing on the docket is the Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's not a Pokemon game in the sense that we're normally used to. So definitely take this with a grain of salt.
Open world, but
it's an action RPG.
Yep.
That's the best way to describe it. That's how they're determining it, and that's what we're going to call it. It's an action RPG, and the starters are really cool. I am a Cyndaquil person all the way.
Same. I was talking to one of my buddies today, and he's like, "Who's actually picking Oshawott?"
Exactly. No one. The answer is actually no one.
Like, had they made it Totodile and Tepig, then I actually have a hard choice to make.
Right?
Because I like Totodile, but I love fire starters.
Yeah.
So, like, even though Emboar kind of sucks,
you gotta stick with the fire starter sometimes?
Probably, but, like, at the same time, Feraligator's dope.
Yeah, Feraligator is really, really cool.
I mean, both of them are still better than Rowlet, so... Like...
Yeah, exactly. Which, it makes sense why they picked these starters. It all fits thematically. Like, Cyndaquil's the Yokai, Archer for Rowlet, and then Samurai for Oshawott. Yep. It just makes sense with the period and the timing and the theming of all this game. So I'm super excited for this. The art style is really, really cool. I really enjoy it. I'm probably buying this game and playing the heck out of it.
Oh, I was already buying it, and then they showed us more information, and now I know I'm buying it. So
before I was kind of on the fence. I wasn't sure how much I would actually play of this game. I would probably treat it more like Pokemon Snap than I would like a main series game. Mm-hmm. But they want this to be a main series game kind of thing, you know what I mean? I see Cricketots, Weasel and Floatzel, Turtwigs in the wild. Look at all them Turtwigs.
Alright, pause it right there. I want to look at that Swinub.
Boo.
That Swinub is floating.
So?
That bothers me.
The other one's not.
But that one is. And the Pylos one is too.
The
that
Pylos
bothers
one,
me.
I'm a little bit less on the Pylos one.
Look at it. It's clearly
actually
not
touching the ground. It actually physically, you can see it touch the ground. It's just not leaving footprints in the snow.
Minor detail, but it would have been nice to be added.
It may not. They said at the bottom, game footage is not final.
True. The Swinub is still floating.
Yes. But game footage is not final.
Gardevoir is floating.
But Gardevoir floats anyway.
I mean, that one makes sense.
I want to go back, because this is important. Watch this Ponyta.
Yeah, it actually
has an animation to turn around.
But Carl, it's not a 47-point turn.
It actually has an animation to turn around. That is huge leaps and bounds for Pokemon.
Compared to what we got in Sword and Shield, it is.
Yeah, like, just imagine how far like a Gen 9 game is going to be now.
Yeah,
compared to Sword and Shield.
Hopefully. That's all I can ask for is, like, this. Look at the trainer! It's literally floating, Carl!
I think that's more the texture on the ground isn't being an actual, like, texture yet. That sand does not look like sand.
I would agree. The characters are still floating. If you look at this multiple times... Oh, yeah, by the way, we got a new Stantler.
Santa. That's its nickname. From here on out, it's Santa. Santa Claus.
I mean, that's basically what it is, yes.
So...
This is the big reveal. We're getting... Hinotion?
Hisuian.
Sure.
There's some evolutions unique to this game. There's some regional forms unique to this game, which are really, really cool. Unfortunately, it all makes me sad because this is past Sinnoh, and none of these things are in Sinnoh. Which means that we, as the players, have either ran them off or fought them into essential extinction, and we ended up with the other forms, regional forms, coming in and taking those spots, which is sad.
Yep.
So this is an evolved form of Stantler. We'll get to talk about that in a little bit. One of the other cool things is when we get to the Survey Corps building.
Right there. Pause that for me.
You can see the Galarian Weezing smokestacks.
Does that concern anyone else?
No.
Does that... Okay, so if this game is in the past, right? As in, we have wooden, like, lodge-type buildings here. This is a Galarian form.
Yeah.
Which is based on, like, the evolution of, like, factories is what it's based off of.
Mm-hmm.
Why does this exist in the past?
You don't know anything about actual history, do you?
No, not really.
So, the European Industrial Revolution was about the same time as the Japanese style that we're seeing right now.
Sure, okay.
It was all about the same time. They were not as far ahead as everybody else because they're a waterlocked country. They didn't get to do all that fun transfer stuff. And instead, our Galar region, which is based off of England, Europe, all that stuff, was getting into their industrial revolution, doing all the buildings, and getting factories and whatnot. So it all actually fits thematically.
Okay, I will trust you.
That's why you see in like World War II pictures, you hear about the samurai swords cutting guns in half and whatnot because they still used those. That was still commissioned. That was still sent out to battle for you. Was you had your samurai sword and you would use it in battle.
Neat.
Granted, that was only like upper officials and whatnot, but still, like the fact that just like we're bringing swords to a gunfight where there's cannons and guns and we're killing people with swords.
Also, there's that Team Galactic signal back there.
Like I said, we're the bad guy. We're the bad guy in this game.
We're working for Team Galactic, kind of, sort of.
So it's called the Galaxy Corps,
which
it's a Galaxy survey team and medical team and field research team and all that stuff. And we end up working for that professor there who comes from a faraway region, and
it obviously is.
We're assuming like Galar because of the building and whatnot and all that fun stuff. But yeah, this game looks great. Super excited to play it. Look at
again, literally floating,
but the textures aren't filled in. Like they're touching the ground.
The sand bothers me.
They're touching the ground there too.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, hey, look, there's a Growlithe.
So this is the Hisuian Growlithe. It is a rock and fire type.
And for some reason, people think it's going to get Steam Engine.
It could. I don't know.
Carl, that's a colossal thing. It's based on coal mining. This is not going to have Steam Engine. Stop it.
We haven't seen Arcanine yet.
True.
You're
not incorrect. That implies that this is going to even evolve into Arcanine.
Well, we would assume it does.
I mean, Farfetch'd got an evolution.
To Surfetch'd, yeah.
Yeah, look at Yamask. It got a new evolution.
Yeah.
So theoretically, this could have a different evolution that's not Arcanine.
But are they going to do that to Arcanine? No.
Yes.
No,
they already outclassed Arcanine in every way with Incineroar.
Yeah, that's a starter, though. This is Arcanine, the legendary Pokemon.
I know. They outclassed a legendary with a starter, Carl.
That's not surprising. Have you seen some of these legendaries?
Have you seen the power creep we've got lately?
So this is a rock and fire type, which is really, really cool. It's just like, it's a super unique typing. Like, I think it's only, like, the only other rock and fire types we have are Colossal's line of Carkol and Colossal.
Yep.
So that's cool. And then we get to see the Pokeball do its thing.
I love this.
Whee! Fireworks! This is one of their survey camps. You can get all your refreshments there, get items.
Literally not on the ground. I'm going to comment on it every time.
We just jumped off a cliff and we get to see this is the Hisuian Braviary here. Psychic flying type, if I remember correctly. Someone mentioned something about maybe like getting like the psychic form of Pixelate, which
I think would be cool.
It'd be cool. I don't know how good it'd be.
That would make sense that they like remove the normal typing off of it, and therefore all the normal type moves become psychic. I could see it. I would like to see it. That would be like those type of abilities, stuff like Aerialate, Pixelate, stuff like that. I think are super unique, and I really like the playstyle that they add to the Pokemon.
That's something they could do is Aerialate on it instead of like a psychic form. Just use Aerialate onto it. Turn all the normal moves into flying moves.
We don't have any Pokemon in the games that have Aerialate, do we?
Nope.
Because the only two that do are Mega Salamence and Mega Pinsir.
I think so.
Because Mega Altaria has Pixelate.
Yep.
Delcatty has Normalize, which is like the opposite, where it's literally everything normal type, which is probably one of the worst abilities you can have.
But everything's stab.
But you can't hit any ghost type ever.
Meh. That's what the rest of your team's for. So, what we've figured out here so far is that a lot of the unique Pokemon are designed for transport.
Yep.
They kind of just like happen to just like, we need a Pokemon to swim on the water, but we don't want to use anything else we've already used. Let's make Basculegion here, where it's a water ghost type and you can ride it like a water jet ski.
Yep.
And it just swims around, jumps off waterfalls and all that fun stuff.
I'm actually a big fan of this thing. And I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on that.
Basculegion looks really cool. I think that's really, really cool.
At first I thought it was just going to be Basculin. It's like, that doesn't make sense why this thing is Jumbo. But the fact that it's an evolution, I do enjoy. The fact that like it looks to be like a fast physical water ghost type, which is contrary to the opposite of it, which is Jellicent, which is a slow bulky special attacker. I think like dynamically could make this thing actually super unique when it comes to like competitive play.
It'd be super duper cool to see it just like in a game. And again, this is like the game gets super dark on us here. You only get Basculegion by a bunch of Basculin dying.
What?
Yeah. So the way this works is Basculin evolves into Basculegion by becoming possessed of all the spirits of its fellow Basculin dying trying to climb upstream.
Where did you see that?
That is the lore in the game. That is actually what they said on stream.
I evidently did not hear that.
It was hilarious. I'm just like, oh wow, this game is actually just really freaking dark.
Oh, it's not even the best part. Okay, let's keep going here.
So this is Weird Deer. This is the evolved form of Stantler. I
thought it was Ward Deer.
Weird Deer. It's Wyrdeer. Weird Deer.
Okay, cool. Whatever.
I read Weird Deer.
I read it as Ward because it's psychic type.
It's supposed to be weird.
Makes sense.
Psychic normal.
Correct.
Which is really cool.
What is what I have wanted Stantler to be for a while.
I think everybody wanted that to be what Stantler was. Stantler even learns a lot of psychic type moves just by level up, and it was just a normal type. Again,
me hating on Gen 2 here for a second. The fact that it wasn't, but they added Girafarig instead of making it like psychic dark. I hate Gen 2 design, man. It is so like terrible.
Yeah, but
Bidoof.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if Girafarig was psychic dark, that typing is busted.
I mean,
you're only weak to Bug.
Yeah, but you died of Bug.
Bug was not a very good type.
Oh, it still isn't.
It's better now because Leech Life actually does like damage, and there's actual like Bug Buzz and actual bug moves that do something.
What's the best bug move in Gen 2?
Pin
Missile?
I think Pin Missile is the best.
No, Mega Horn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Megahorn. Because we just miss everything.
Because I think exactly Heracross got it, and I think that's actually it.
One of the hardest Pokemon to find. You have to headbutt trees and hope you get it. Hope you're not Nuzlocke in the game because you're probably going to get a
multiple attempts on my Heart Gold Nuzlocke. I got Heracross. I'm just like, all right, this is busted.
So here we see kind of story elements here. Big crazy lightning strikes the tree here, and the Pokemon go crazy. So
Pokemon want to beat the shit out of you now.
To the surprise of no one. That's what they tell you off in Gen 1. It's just like, don't use your moves on Pokemon. This is like on people. This is why. Because you'll just take damage. You get to take the damage instead of the Pokemon.
I love this.
Ow!
I do. I hate how like poor this looks. Like if you actually look at this, the redding on like the red coloring on their eyes is just not their eyes. It's just like a overlay on it. Also, your Crobat's dead.
Yeah, your Crobat just died.
It is 1000% dead. It just took a waterfall at close range from a Gyarados. It's dead. It didn't faint. It died.
Don't ever get to use it again. we're seeing a little bit of the combat system here. There's a strong style, agile style, which kind of plays into the action RPG elements. Strong style is going to be hitting harder, but you don't get to move. Like, it changes the move order a little bit more. Whereas agile style helps you keep up your speed, doesn't do as much damage, but lets you do multiple things in a row. So it's like we see it. I think we see it later on where like a Lucario using Calm Mind, agile style, to then attack again using like Aura Sphere afterwards. So it's just kind of these cool things. Like, learning the combat system is going to be a lot of fun, and trying to time everything correctly. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, it's not okay. I'm faster than my opponent, therefore I get to attack.
Yeah. And then catching Pokemon again. This is a Great Ball example. You do have to fight sometimes to get them weakened to where you can actually catch them. And we saw like a level on there. There was like some high level Pokemon.
Yeah, there was.
There.
I think all the Pokemon there that were like Angie were level 60.
Like, that's some high level Pokemon. Yeah. So like,
especially for like wild Pokemon, that's fairly high.
Like, we're not used to that at all.
No.
There's Basket Legion doing its thing, and Weird Deer doing its thing. There's a Geodude and a Rowlet.
That Geodude is also very dead.
Yeah. There's a Probopass and Magneton. So many Pokemon.
That's a lot flying by all at once.
And then this is like story stuff. Arceus probably pops out of the tree and surprises
Arceus
everybody.
takes over a tree, and then you're sad.
Yep. This is going to show us the cover of the game, probably.
Yep, it is.
Okay. I do want to go and find that clip of the combat system with the strong style, agile style.
It comes to you shortly, yeah.
The rest of this is just kind of just like going over what we saw earlier, talking about the expedition team, talking about the region. What's this one? This is the expedition team stuff. Galaxy team, all the people, new characters. This is Professor Laventon. This is our Galar, like, import is what the theory is, because
people are already like, oh, this is they have their descendant is Peony, and I'm just like,
we don't even know that. Like, you're jumping to conclusions. Like, Galar, this guy coming from Galar is a fine like theory to jump to, but it's just like, Bros and Peony are descendants. This guy was like, where did you even come up with this?
Like, how?
Where did this come from? Like,
people want to draw conclusions from nothing, Carl.
Yeah. There obviously Laventon's just like a play on purple. It's lavender. Mm-hmm. He likes the white color purple. We see our starters here: Rowlet, Cyndaquil, Oshawott. Get to pick one and keep it. Kind of fun stuff there. This is the Survey Corps leader, Silene. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Probably going to be interacting with this person a lot in the game, I would assume.
Very aggressive and angry. Speaking of aggressive and angry...
Yeah, this is Kamado, the whole expedition team, like, head. This is the head honcho. You probably see him, like, at major story points. That's about all you're probably going to interact with this guy, though.
People have already claimed that they have a descendant that becomes Cyrus. Which... I could actually see.
I would more be on that theory for her.
That actually makes sense.
Like that,
the hairstyle, the
hair color, the
aggressive
name,
stare. Yeah,
like this is probably like Cyrus, like
1,000 years ago. Yeah.
Like ancestor of Cyrus. Like this makes more sense. Whereas Kamado, Kamado feels more like...
that's Rowan.
Yeah, that's a Rowan. Like, that's Rowan, 100%, right? That's just like the face and the mustache.
It's the mustache. He's not nearly as adorable as Chibi Rowan.
Not quite. So you can like draw all these parallels between Gen 4's the Sinnoh region and then say embark on survey. Oh, this is talking about the game.
Pachirisu.
Look how cute they are.
Adorbs. Just think you're going to go win a Worlds in like 1,000 years.
This is the map area. Get to do all that fun stuff. Skip around here. So we get to craft items.
Notably, you can also buy items.
You can buy items too. So, but I think that's going to be a little bit harder of a task to muster, and they're going to probably want you to craft more than you're going to want to buy.
Most likely, yeah. But I also have a feeling that these items that you pick up in the wild, you can turn around and sell to then be able to buy stuff as well. So
I would assume things you would buy are things like revives and potions, probably, and then crafting Pokeballs is probably fairly easy. I would be surprised.
I would, yeah.
Looks like it takes apricorns of certain types. There's already like the heavy ball, which we've seen those in Gen 2.
Yeah, this is just taking the Apriball approach and making them into actual Pokeballs.
Yeah. Making heavy balls and whatnot. There's a Luxio there trying to hit you.
So you go up and punch it, right?
And then we take damage and we go down. So now we got to sneak. So it's fun. Oh, a level 18. Okay, so it's definitely going to be probably like levels based on areas, I would assume.
It could be area, could be like, could have scale-based leveling as well.
Yep. Wurmple! I miss Wurmple.
I'm curious how evolutions are going to work in this game.
I would assume most of the way they worked in other games.
Maybe.
Wurmple's still going to be random.
Yeah, but I mean, the fact that we have a quest to evolve Wurmple there makes me think you might have to do something special to evolve.
Chatot?
Nothing new.
Well, you gotta remember that they don't know anything about any Pokemon.
Exactly.
So we know they evolve, we just don't know if they do or not, so we just are catching them and finding out.
And then Bidoof is gonna knock you out.
Bop! Bop you right in the nose. With the big buck teeth. Wow, we're having to fight at level 5 too. Okay, so it probably is just more of a scale level thing than a just like overall Pokemon are these levels.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be like similar to how the wild area is, where you can go anywhere at any time, and it's like, alright, well, you wandered too far, so here's a level 60 that's going to punish you now.
Knock you down a couple pegs.
Like, you need to go back where you started.
Okay, so here's the action order for the battles. This is how like a lot of action RPGs work. I made the comparison to Final Fantasy like when we were watching it. It's very Final Fantasy like order-esque. Mm-hmm. You have your turn order. Your Pokemon gets to move, and then Gastrodon will get to move, and then you get to move twice, and then Gastrodon gets to move, which it makes sense. Mm-hmm. Lucario's faster than Gastrodon by a country mile. It's kind of just obvious stuff, and I'm assuming like your base stats, speed, and whatnot kind of play into these orders when it comes time. And then we can do things like when we go and select moves, like I mentioned, there's the agile style, which we'll see here in a second. And then there's a strong style to where it'll change the order. And you can see it change as you swap back and forth.
Interesting. So
it's going to be a lot of timing your moves correctly and planning them out ahead of time. It's going to be very much like normal strategy action RPGs, which is really, really cool. Something I really enjoy to play with. So like we're going to like agile style Calm Mind here, if I remember correctly, and then we can go and like we can just, there's the close combat focus, which is going to do a bunch of damage. Holy crap. Okay, hold up.
Yeah, you punch them.
You punch them hard. That's level 59 to level 59. Just takes it out. Okay. And then here's the agile style to let us move twice in a row.
Yep. We get our Calm Mind off, and now we blow them up.
It looks like you can only use...
It looks like one style.
One style at a time, so you can't back-to-back them. Like, you can't go agile into strong, so you...
Makes sense.
Yeah, from a balance standpoint, that makes total sense.
Yeah, I have a feeling there'll be, like, a bar that you have to charge to be able to do things, and blah, blah, blah.
Talking about the Pokedex here, it's literally just a book.
Yep.
Tracking things and trying to keep track of stuff, cool.
Tracking stuff manually. Interesting note there, they have like a preferred food tab that you can like lure Pokemon in.
Yeah, which would be kind of nice. And it even tells you like what items they've been carrying.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what spoiled apricorn does.
We're gonna get a rotten Pokeball. And it's gonna be able to use to be catching ghost Pokemon.
Poison Pokemon.
Why not both?
Sure. The reason I said this is because, like, the Dusk Ball's a thing.
Yeah.
I saw a Snorlax there. That's cute. Spheal
and Celio.
Okay, so here's Weird Deer.
Yep.
There's Basculegion.
Yup.
So, again, normal psychic type. Super excited for this. It's going to be really, really cool. the whole like lore behind it is just like it's got a connection to the people of the area and it helps them out and they help it out and vice versa and do all that fun stuff. Makes me sad because the modernization of the Sinnoh region is probably why we don't see Weird Deer.
You know, man, I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I might be unique in this thought. I love the fact that they are adding evolutions to old mods.
Yeah, of course.
I loved it back when they originally did it in Gen 4. You know, granted, in Gen 2 you had a handful of them, but Gen 4 you really got to see a bunch of them. And it really does make it where these mons that used to are now being power crept out of the game to make them somewhat viable again. Mm-hmm. And stuff like Stantler you're never going to see.
Yeah.
It never was going to be playable, but stuff like Weird Deer might. There's a non-zero chance. We don't know like base stats or anything else, or abilities or movesets or anything else. There's a lot that makes it Pokemon viable. Mm-hmm. But end of the day, the fact that they are adding new Pokemon in makes it to where there are potentially more options for us as players to be able to play with these Pokemon, and not even to like a competitive level, but like even as a casual consumer, the fact that like these things are evolving and adapting with the times just feels very good for the game.
Yeah. Basculegion here, like we mentioned earlier, it evolves when all of it, like from its partners and like all of its buddies dying and kind of all possessing the one Basculin. Mm-hmm. Kind of just like this cool like lore thing, kind of salmon-esque and fighter style thing.
Which is weird because they're based on piranhas.
Yeah.
But, you know, what?
Bass. They're actually based on bass.
Oh, I thought they were actual piranhas.
No, they're based off of bass because technically it's from Gen 5. It's a Unova thing.
Oh, you're right.
Which is why it was weird seeing it in the Gen 4 game.
Yep.
That's the thing that threw me off. But it makes sense, just like they travel upstream to go and do whatever fish do.
So does that mean now, canonically, Sinnoh is farther south than Unova? Is that the connection we can draw here because they travel north?
No clue. This is the Hisuian Braviary, psychic flying type. And then here's our Hisuian Growlithe.
The best boy.
Yep, best boy. Already tons of memes about
God,
Hisuian Growlithe.
I love him.
Braviary is really, really cool. It's got the big old eyes on its head, kind of just like indicating like it's a psychic type. And it kept the rufflet style hairdo, which is really, really cool.
It concerns me that we just got Articuno, which was a fairly unique typing. It obviously isn't unique to itself, but with competitive, and when you look at Braviary, it also has Defiant.
I don't think this thing keeps Defiant. I'd be surprised.
I don't know. I think it'd be cool to have a physical psychic flying type. Yeah. Because that's not something that we currently have. Like, we have Swoobat, and we have Articuno. Is that it?
Swoobat, Articuno, Xatu.
I forgot Xatu and Sizzlith. All of which are special attackers.
Well, that's because most of the time Psychic is a special attack.
Exactly.
Is a special attacking axis. They didn't really give it. They don't give you very many physical Psychic type moves. Like you get Zen Headbutt, Psycho Cut.
I'm out.
Psyshock, technically.
Yes, but no.
Yes, but no at the same time. Photon Geyser can be
yes,
both.
But no.
Hisuian Growlithe is super duper cute.
I just want to know what Arcanine looks like.
Right? I've seen so many concepts of Arcanine already, and it looks like...
Dude, it amazes
really cool.
me how talented people are when it comes to, like, their artistic talents here.
Oh, yeah.
This was literally released Wednesday. Wednesday, like, afternoon, we had concept arts and, like, thought pieces of, like, evolutions to these and stuff like that. I'm like, this has been out for 3 hours. Where did you get time to do this?
Exactly. And as we're wrapping up here for Pokemon Legends Arceus here, this game looks beautiful. I'm excited to see the finished product. Super excited to play this game, and probably something I would stream. Like I would stream it more than I'd actually like record something for it.
Please fix the ground textures.
They will.
What if they don't?
They're going to.
If they don't...
Then you don't have to buy it.
No, I'm going to, but I'm going to complain about it.
Whatever. Pre-orders are open.
They've been open for a while, though.
Well, these are the digital ones. Pre-orders for digital have not been open until...
They were... The other day I was on the eShop and they had Diamond and Pearl on there.
You weren't able to pre-order yet until...
I could have swore I thought you could.
Nope. Not on eShop anyway.
Hmm.
You could pre-order hard copies on Amazon.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
It was definitely on the eShop.
I know you could pre-order the hard, like the double pack on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
If you pre-order the double pack on Amazon, you get the little keychain plushes. Or if you pre-order Pokemon Legends Arceus hard copy on Amazon, you get the Sitting Cuties Arceus when it comes out.
Alright, well now I need it.
Exactly.
I need it, Carl.
Like, let me tell you, these Sitting Cuties are adorable.
Is that an official Sitting Cuties?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is adorable. He is my desk buddy. He has Dragonite's hat on right now.
I know on ATX's mod application, one of the questions is, what is your favorite Sitting Cutie?
Obviously.
And my response was, that's like making me pick my favorite child. It's Blaziken.
One of the big things that we saw at the end here, Pokemon Home is getting support for Pokemon Legends Arceus and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
The fact that we're getting access to Arceus is huge.
Yeah.
I think, like, obviously I feel like Diamond and Pearl were pretty obvious that we were going to get it. But the fact that we're getting it for Arceus is phenomenal. I actually think that is, like, game-changing.
Now, we don't know how it's going to work yet.
True.
Arceus, it may just be a one-way to Arceus.
It very well could be.
Which would make sense. Because Basculegion, Weirdeer, these are all past Pokemon that don't exist in modern times. So them coming back to, like, Sword and Shield is essentially them time traveling to the future. Which Pokemon has done before, but doesn't like to.
I mean, Carl, we jumped dimensions in Ultra Moon.
Well, yeah, but that was the mechanic of that. Yeah. This is through Home. This is not built into the game. This is not like a mechanic in the game. This is part of Pokemon Home doing this.
Okay, we jumped time from trading from Gen 1 to Gen 2.
Yeah, again, that was built into the game that way. That's why I was saying is they do it, but they don't like to do it.
True, because you couldn't trade Gen 2 Mons to Gen 1.
Exactly. Because there just wasn't the support for it on the console. Which is kind of the same thing here. It's like you could make a patch for Sword and Shield to bring the Arceus Pokemon to Sword and Shield, but thematically it wouldn't make sense, if that makes sense. Now, for the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, 100% expect a patch.
Yep.
Those games should be interchangeable, should be able to trade back and forth all the time.
I'm curious if we're going to be able to have, like, Gen 5 through 8 Mons actually in that game. I'm assuming we're going to.
I'm not sure. It depends on how faithful they want to stay.
That's the thing. I think if they want it to be a modern game, that's what they're going to do.
But the way they have described it and the way they've presented it to us so far, it is a faithful remake of Gen 4. Because it wasn't Game Freak making it, it was Secondary Hands with Game Freak's puppeteering over top.
But it's not faithful because they've had all these quality of life changes.
Well, that's just normal.
True, and I'm not complaining about that. I actually think those are good changes that needed to happen.
And so far, we haven't seen anything outside of Gen 4. Like, we haven't seen anything past Gen 4. We've seen everything.
We have an Arceus because, we get access to Basculin, which is Gen 5, so... And, I mean, we have Oshawott, we have Rowlet, so, like, we know we have
It's a more open
mods.
world. It's a more open world type of game compared to our faithful remakes of Gen 4. Yep. Here's the thing that I want to talk about, but we're over an hour already.
I think this is big enough that we actually need to talk about it.
Like, so sit down, buckle up. This is going to probably be another 30-minute rant here about...
Maybe. I mean, this is a big deal.
So, ranked battles would not be taking place on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, or Pokemon Legends Arceus. This makes total sense, in my opinion. I've been preaching this from the start, that none of these games are VGC games.
No. The fact that Diamond and Pearl aren't made by the Pokemon Company, like directly made by them, indicates to me that they aren't seeing them as main series titles, and therefore they're not going to implement all of their systems into it. Yeah. Arceus also makes a lot of sense that this is a standalone style game, so they're not going to make everything transfer to it as well.
Yeah. Arceus specifically is a single player only game. There is no syncing up with your friends and playing with them.
I'm going super deep right now for a second. Okay? Everything on this background means something.
Okay.
Why is there a Sylveon there?
That was from Unite.
You're right. I got excited. I thought they announced Sylveon in the Diamond and Pearl. I got super excited, Carl.
The one thing I'm not sure about is the airplane.
What?
That's the one thing I have no clue about. I know everything else on that screen. The airplane is the one thing I don't know. Now, everybody always is like super meta, super deep, digging into everything like you just did about the backgrounds for these things and whatnot. When most of this all makes sense. Like, Squovit was for Pokemon Go.
Why is Greninja on there?
Unite.
Okay.
That whole side, that whole bottom row up to about the Pikachu
right.
is all Unite.
Yep, you're right.
And then we have the starters for Diamond and Pearl, then we have the starters for Arceus.
We have the DS up there.
Which is... Yep. Ties into the Nintendo Switch Lite, Arceus, the starters, evolutions,
Jet plane Pokemon confirmed for Arceus.
Yep.
New Arceus form confirmed.
Jet plane Arceus. So I'm actually not sure what the plane means, but if you do, comment down below what you think it means, because that'd be something cool to talk about later. Because everything else has a reason to be up there. It's the one odd thing out.
It's really weird.
But
I literally had not noticed it until you had paused it and I saw the Sylveon and I'm like, hold on a minute.
Yeah. But so back to ranked battles.
Yeah.
So everyone was super disappointed, and I'm just like, I've been right about this. I've been saying this since we saw all this stuff in February.
I don't understand why people would think that. And I mean, okay, let me take
It's not that they think it, it's what they want to happen. That's what they wanted.
I understand that historically, it makes sense to do that. You know, when Heart Gold, Soul Silver came out, those were new games. Those are what you were able to have the mechanics from those games added to every game from that generation. Same with Black and White 2. Same with Omega Ruby.
Aurus, and then Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. The thing about all of those, every single one of those, they introduced something fairly new to the game. Some kind of new concept. Some kind of new add-on to where the game had to update and move on to that in order to keep up with everything, because they had something kind of new to it.
I mean, especially when it comes to, like, the Gen 6, Gen 7.
Those are the big ones. Those are the big, like...
like, thinking about, like, Gen 4, Gen 5, I don't think there was really anything that was added to those. Maybe just, like, moves. Like, obviously, you had, like, move tutors in Gen 4 that gave access to Mons. So, like, it made different moves legal on different Pokemon, but for the most part, it didn't add anything to my knowledge.
That is all you...
that is a lot. That is a lot. But specifically, like, Gen 6, you added new Megas.
Yep.
Which, that's a big deal. It is a very big deal to be able to have access to those. Gen 7, you added literally new Pokemon.
Yep.
You know, you
added...
Stakataka,
Blacephalon, Poipole.
Yeah, Poipole and Naganadel. I think it was just those four.
And then the Necrozma form.
Oh, yeah, you're correct. The other big ones. But, like, when it comes to this...
There's nothing new. There's nothing new being added because it's a faithful remake. Yes, you're getting quality of life changes, but that's not something to swap VGC over for. That's just something to make the casual player happy.
But even still, like, these quality of life changes we're getting are things we already have in Gen 8.
Yep.
So, like, this is just a Gen 8 updated version of Diamond and Pearl's story.
Exactly.
That's all these games are. At least as of now, that's all we can say they are.
We haven't seen anything outside of Gen 4, so it's like your decks would have been super duper limited as it is.
Yeah, like, I don't... And so, like, then the follow-up is, well, we better be able to access these Mons.
Well,
that's what the home patch is going to be.
Exactly.
Like, obviously we're going to have access to these Mons.
Like, they're expecting Sword and Shield to last a whole nother year. The least they could do for us is to make the home patch to where you can bring these Pokemon from Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl over to your Sword and Shield game. It's not that hard
No!
It's not hard to do that.
So, I honestly think that everything that's not in Sword and Shield is going to be accessible to some capacity between these two games.
Yeah.
It may not all be from exactly, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. And I'm not anticipating all of them to be in Arceus. But I think combined, we're going to get the remainder of the Pokemon we're missing.
I know it's like a lot of Gen 3 Pokemon, a lot of Gen 4 Pokemon are missing from Sword and Shield. What else is there? So that would be like, it'd make a lot of sense for just like a lot of those Pokemon that are in Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl just be easily transferred over. None of the Gen 3 starters have Pokedex entries. You don't have to put Pokedex entries for
I don't care about that.
Pokemon Company doesn't care about that. We literally don't have Pokedex entries. There's no numbers for anything outside of the 400.
Even when we got, Venusaur and Blastoise, those were just added.
Yep, they were just add-ons.
Yeah, here you go. Same with the Gen 7 starters. It's just like,
here you go.
Have fun.
Take them.
I made these.
I grant you permission to use these Pokemon. Take them.
And that's literally all it was.
Yeah.
That we didn't need anything more than that. So, I just... It makes me concerned that Pokemon fans are too aggressive with what they want, that this is not exactly what they asked for, and that upsets them.
Yeah.
Not only are you not always going to get what you want.
Exactly.
But you also need to be able to go in with an open mind and identify that this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. And that's okay.
Yeah.
I am still going to learn to love these for what they are. And like I said, the chibi style is not originally what I would have wanted. The more content I see on it, the more I like it.
Yeah. Again, like, Arceus isn't my cup of tea when it comes to Pokemon. I enjoy a lot of just, like, the story and the grinding and whatnot. And Arceus is very much just like, here's all the action elements of Pokemon, go! I'm just like, I'm not sure if I'm going to like this game. And
it feels like... Take this with a grain of salt because I've never played it, but it feels like Pokemon inside of a Monster Hunter world.
I was about to say, it's very Monster Hunter-esque until you get into combat.
Yep, and then it's very Final Fantasy-esque.
Yeah.
Again, I haven't played either of these series, and I've never played Monster Hunter, and Final Fantasy I haven't played since, 6? 7?
That was a while ago, but...
A few numbers ago. I think they're on, 18 at this point? 16?
15.
Close enough.
They're on 15, going on 16.
Going on 7 twice again. I don't know, man.
Yeah, these games aren't for everyone. They can't please everyone all the time. Like, it's just kind of... That was the whole preaching about Sword and Shield when we saw getting spoilers for that. They can't please everyone all the time. Sword and Shield was our VGC game. It was the game for VGC players. It made it super accessible for everyone to play on, and the fact that...
Dude, it added so much to make it so accessible to everyone.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my buddies today, and he's like, I haven't really enjoyed where the TCG has been. Because, that's what he has played since he was 7. This is what he has always had his connection to Pokemon, man. He's like, I really want to get into VGC. I have no idea where to start. I'm like, cool. This game is literally the perfect starting point for you.
Here's rental codes. You can make any Pokemon into a competitive Pokemon now.
You can go catch any Pokemon, and it can be battle ready.
In a couple hours at least.
That's
a max.
Yeah.
That's if you have to level it to 100 to hyper train it. And even then, you can use the other systems to get it to level 100.
Yep.
All these people who are still, genning Mons for, events and whatnot, I've gotten over it. It's cool, you do you. But
you and I were very much against it. And
I'm not going to tell you not to, but I'm not going to tell you where to go get them.
Yeah, at this point, I am fully aware that this happens. I don't personally have any vendetta against them. As long as they're legal Mons, I don't care.
Yeah, and in this amount of time that you have to wait in order to get your full team, I can hyper train a whole team probably in the same amount of time and be ready to go by about the same end of the day.
Now these people who do it themselves need to be careful.
Yep.
You need to be careful. Because if you screw up one thing,
they're gonna get you.
They got you.
Yep. But But anywho, just like this is the best game to play VGC on, and the fact that like COVID happened and kind of just messed all of that up. They won a Worlds on Sword and Shield, and we're going to probably get one in 2022 come hell or high water at this point.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how to feel like about the future, like where we're going is the big thing. Are we going to get Gen 9 next year? I don't think so.
No, I would be very surprised. I have a whole theory on that too.
At the same time, like I feel like we need to go somewhere next year. We need to do something. And granted, I am getting very far ahead of myself. We're talking about games that haven't even come out yet, and I'm talking about the ones that are going to be after it.
Yeah.
You know, like I am getting very far ahead of myself, but at the same time, you know, for us, this is the first time we get to make content about a new game.
Oh, yeah, we're super excited for this.
It's like, these are just remakes, too. These aren't new generations of Pokemon that are coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, granted, like you said, you've never played these games before.
I've never played Gen 4, so I'm super excited.
That's a big deal for you.
Yep.
I have played these, and initially, like, when I got done playing these, they were my least favorite Pokemon games at the time. Coming from my favorite generation of all time, and having Gen 1 and 2 being highlights of my childhood, I was very against Gen 4 at the time. The longer it has gone on, the more nostalgic for it I have gotten, and the more I realize that, yeah, sure, there are flaws in these games, but at the same time, they did so much to make Pokemon where it is now.
Yeah.
So it makes me very excited for the future as to where we're going, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I legitimately have no idea what's going to be happening in a year from now, you know?
Exactly. So I have a theory on why we're getting two Pokemon games back to back like this. Arceus was supposed to be this holiday season.
Makes sense.
Diamond and Pearl was supposed to be last holiday season.
Makes sense.
And that's why we're getting two, and why they pushed it back, and why everything's been all messed up because of COVID. COVID ended up shutting down probably production on at least Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, pushing it back to now, what we're going to get in November, and which ends up making them push Arceus back a little bit farther because it was also being worked on at the same time, but it's still slated for release this year.
Which,
well,
I mean,
now it's going to be next year, and for January next year.
Can you look something up for me? Can you look to see when Sun and Moon were first announced? Is that like readily available information?
Usually this is.
Like, I know we have like release dates, but I want...
The games were announced worldwide on the 20th anniversary of the release of Pokemon Red and Green, February 27th, 2016.
And they were released in November of that year.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, the reason I'm asking is because I don't... Like, I mean, it's been a hot minute, but I don't remember how much time are in between announcement to release. So
usually they're all the same year.
So
usually.
It makes me wonder if after Arceus comes out, if they're gonna like 2 months later be like, "Hey, I know you've all been playing this game, but we got another one coming out."
Yeah, I was just like, down here comes the pipeline, because Gen 9's probably being worked on still, even while all these other ones are being worked on. They're just not in the programming, building models development like the rest of these games have been.
Yep.
They're probably still in the design phase and getting everything laid out.
I mean, 6 months from now, that could be a very different story.
Yeah, especially since they have Pokemon Legends Arceus and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl and all these models on home. That saves a ton of time.
Yeah.
Not having to rebuild all these models now. That's the cool part about these game engines nowadays, is like, you build it once, you have it for the rest
assets.
of that.
But Carl, that's a bad thing.
Oh yeah,
they
I
did
know.
that already. That's a bad thing.
That's how Halo works. Metal Gear Solid works that way. What's all the ones?
But Carl, those aren't Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
How dare they reuse the same models?
That's like how every game built on Unity engine works. Yep, and it's just this. As coming from the guy who has a bachelor's in game design, like
how dare you not do the grunt work every time?
Like knowing all these things, it's like it takes hundreds of millions of dollars to build these game engines.
But Carl, since you already had all these models, that means you have access to all the Pokemon already.
Yeah, which is why we get to reuse these access.
So here's the thing that I don't think a lot of people understand. You know, I've been working on my fan game for a hot minute now. I don't put a lot of time into it, but when I have time, I do.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think people realize how much actual effort it is. And, like, I'm not even doing anything major at this point. No. I'm just going through and editing moves.
Yep, just changing just little bits here and there.
And I've been working on this for 6 months now. I'm 20 Pokemon in.
Yep.
And, like, granted, like I said, I haven't spent a lot of time on it. But how do you anticipate people going, well, you already have access to all this, why isn't it done yet?
Because it's
not that simple.
It takes time.
You know, I had to go through 400 Pokemon and edit their entire move pools to make it coherent to what I want. To make it the changes that I want to these Pokemon to reflect into their move pools. And then I had to go through all of the 100 TMs in the game and edit all those to be matching whatever too. And then, you know, editing base moves, stat totals and abilities and types and everything else. There's a lot of work that goes into something as basic as editing stuff.
Yep.
That's not talking about actually building, you know, sets and designs and stuff like that. I'm using assets that they've already made, and it is a ton of work.
This is like only just like using the 900 Pokemon, which, by the way, we're at exactly 900 now with the two forms that we have of Basculegion and Weird Deer. But this is just talking about the assets they have already made. They also have to design new Pokemon for Gen 9.
But, you know, I beg anyone who wants to make that argument, go make yourself a game.
Yep.
I want you to understand how much work it takes to do this.
Oh, yeah. Like, they expected us to make games, like, as a project. That was our senior project. We start on that our sophomore year, and we worked on it for 3 years to get to a point where it's something playable. And it's nowhere near polished, but you could play test a beta or do something like that. It took us 3 years. It takes you 3 years to work on that. As, like, you have a group and you just work on it constantly throughout your sophomore year, throughout your junior year, throughout your senior year. And it's a process. And they're trying to get them done in a year. They have hundreds of employees trying to get it done in a year. That's insane.
It baffles me how people can make these claims when they have literally no idea how any of this works.
Yep. Oh, we're not ranting yet?
I don't know, man. Has people understood what we're talking about yet?
I don't know.
Have our points come across yet?
Probably. I hope so. Anywho, I'm ready to get out of here. I don't know about you.
I am right there behind you, man. Cool. I have a coffee in the fridge that I need to go drink so I can drive home.
I need water. Bad.
So, let's get out of here for the night, man. As always, everyone, make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video. If you're not watching on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and click that link down in the show notes and go ahead and go subscribe and all that good stuff over there as well. Like we've talked about multiple times, we have a ton of different things going up on the YouTube channel every day of the week, so there's something that I'm sure you'll enjoy. Past that, you can find us on Twitter at LR Lessons, myself at Mr. Missouri25, Carl is at Musical VGC. You can find Carl and I on Twitch. We have accounts.
We don't stream very often, but it'll probably change when the new games come out for sure.
For sure. I am at Mr. Missouri25. Carl's at Musical.
Yep.
Okay. I know I've screwed that up the last 2 weeks.
And I don't know why.
I have no idea why.
You nailed it on the head this time, so we're good.
Make sure you come and join our community Discord. That's where you can interact with us and talk about anything and everything. And if you want to tell us that our opinions are super bad about these games, do it in the comments instead.
Yeah.
And have engagement.
The welcoming turtle will get you if you start messing up the storm on the Discord.
We have our website. You can always go and check out stuff for Draft League and the circuit that we have going on and stuff. That is lrlessons.com. You can find all of our stuff there as well. So, think that's it.
Sounds about right.
Cool. So have a wonderful day, everyone. We will see you later in the week with some more Littleroot lessons. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.